Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Ashadyate Satharine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patithanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo. Hare Krishna. I am very honored and very happy to be with all of you today. His Holiness Bhakti Purushottam Maharaj forced me to be here with you. This is the middle of GBC meeting, so I was not allowed to come. And Bhakti Purushottam Maharaj went to the GBC chairman, Anuttama Prabhu, and insisted I come. So I was thinking I would get to miss part of the meetings. But the time he excused me was the exact time when all the GBCs are having a blissful tour of the TOVP. It is my destiny to be with you today. Bhakti Purushottam Maharaj asked me to speak about Lord Chaitanya in Jagannath Puri. I was just reading from Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat by Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur. And he was describing Nimai Pandit, or not Nimai Pandit, Nimai. When he was a little boy, his childhood pastimes where he was very mischievous. And he was describing what a great benediction it is for anyone to hear these pastimes. And in one verse he describes how little Nimai was performing such playful childhood pastimes in Jagannath Puri. And Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur explains that Jagannath Puri means the abode of Jagannath Mishra. So another name of Mayapur is Jagannath Puri. And since Bhakti Purushottam Maharaj is now here, I can speak about Jagannath Puri and also, but there's two Jagannath Puris. But it was Sri Advaita Prabhu, Advaita Acharya, he was praying with all his heart for Krishna to appear within this world. His prayers were those of the deepest compassion for all beings. And Haridas Thakur was chanting the holy names in Fuliagram with that same prayer. Krishna sent many of his most intimate, loving associates from the spiritual world. Some were born in Chattagram, some in Srihata, some in Navagram, others in Ekachakra, Srikanda. And what happened is, by the Lord's arrangement, almost all of them came together to live in Sri Navadvip, on the banks of the Ganga. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was born at the Yoga Peeth, Jagannath Puri, and he would perform his Leela of Sankirtan at the house of Srivas. And after he established a Sankirtan movement here, all the pious people were becoming great, pure devotees. When there was resistance, persecution, violent attacks against the devotees by the soldiers of Chandkazi, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu assembled hundreds and thousands, millions of people to perform Sankirtan to his home. Even Chandkazi became devotee. Before that, Nityananda Prabhu transformed the lives of Jagai and Madhai to make Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's compassion understood by the people. But to reach the hearts of even the least qualified and to travel throughout India, the Lord left one night to become a sannyasi. But before that happened, he knew, he spoke to some of his devotees with his idea: I am going to shave my head and become a sannyasi. He told Lord Nityananda Prabhu that we have come to bring Krishna consciousness, pure devotional service to the whole world. This will be the way by which I can completely absorb my consciousness in Krishna and spread the holy name. He asked for Lord Nityananda's blessings. Lord Nityananda said, whatever you wish, you will do. And Lord Chaitanya smiled and he blissfully walked away. Nityananda Prabhu went to a secluded place, and he was thinking of how the Lord's sannyas would affect the heart of Sachimata. Thinking of the grief that she would endure, Nityananda Prabhu incessantly cried. He told Gadadhar Pandit that I will shave my head and I will wander the world as a sannyasi. Gadadhar was almost paralyzed with grief. He said, what kind of religious principle this is? You have come to teach you have come to teach people how to live a life of pure devotion. The first thing that will happen if you take sannyas is your mother will die. Is that religious principle, to kill your mother? So please discuss with other devotees. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, on Makara Sankranti, he chose to leave his home. And because it's a very auspicious day, without even knowing, all the devotees were attracted to come to Lord Chaitanya's house to be with him on that last night. Throughout the evening, so many people were coming and bringing gifts to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he was giving them gifts. He gave them simple instructions. Wherever you may be, whatever you may do, always chant the names of Krishna. In this way, together, chant the names of Krishna. When you're alone, chant the names of Krishna. Greatest wealth and the greatest gift you can give to anyone is the name of Krishna. chanting Krishna's name, love for Krishna awakens. And the Lord told all his devotees, you are all my life and soul. And when Lord Chaitanya was about to take rest, being the Paramatma, the super soul in everyone's house, he induced Kolavecha Sridhar to come. And he brought some bhoga for Lord Chaitanya. And Lord Chaitanya, he told Sachimata, prepare with what Sridhar has given you, prepare some paramana from sweet rice. Although Kolavecha Sridhar was the poorest of people of Navadvip financially, he was unknown by the entire public. He was completely simple. On the appearance celebration of His Holiness Gaur Govinda Swami Maharaj, in temple there was a recorded lecture that he gave where he was explaining that the essence of being a Vaishnava is simplicity. That if we have simple faith and a simple heart of devotion, then Krishna will be conquered by that devotion. The foundation of true bhakti is simplicity. Savai pong sang paro dharmo yato bhaktir rhokshache ahvaitaki aprati hathagatma suprasidati. The supreme dharma, Srimad Bhagavatam tells, is loving devotional service to Krishna. This service must be unmotivated and uninterrupted to completely satisfy the self. Samsadir haritosha. When we water the root of the tree by pleasing Krishna, not only do we as parts of Krishna become fully satisfied, but we have the power to truly satisfy everyone. The simplicity is, Krishna, I just want to please you. I want to please your devotees. Through my words, through my actions, through my thoughts, and through my life. We take our own personal interests out of the center and put Krishna's pleasure in the center. We value the wealth of pleasing Krishna through our love as the only truly valuable thing in all of creation. Then there is no duplicity. There is no hypocrisy. There is no materialistic politics. There's no egoism. All of these things can only exist under the diseased condition of wanting to be the enjoyer, the proprietor, and the controller. Taking the very essence of Srimad Bhagavatam, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught that the highest destination we should be striving for is to be the servant of the servant of the servant. And in cultivating this spirit, we can actually chant the holy name in a way that Krishna will be pleased. Kolavecha Sridhar was so simple. Nimai would come as a young boy 3 hours every day to argue the price of bananas. And Kolavecha Sridhar didn't know that this is his beloved Lord Krishna, but he loved Nimai with all his heart. And after so much arguing, usually Nimai would just say, I am not going to give you anything, I will take them. Now, if you're a business person and you're debating a price for 3 hours and then the person steals it, and before stealing it insults you, you would not want that person to come back. But every day, Sridhar would be sitting on the ground where he had his little cloth with his whatever little fruits he could have, some roots, sometimes some leaves, sometimes the bananas, and he would be looking down the path waiting for Nimai. And if Nimai was late, his heart would be beating in separation. Where is Nimai? He couldn't take his eyes off the road waiting for Nimai. to come and steal his bananas. Whatever he earned, he would immediately take half of it and worship Mother Ganga, knowing that Ganga is the mercy, the Charanamrit of Lord Krishna, who's purifying the world and giving devotion, servant of the servant. Lord Chaitanya told Sridhar that you are cheating us. Sridhar was so simple. He said, how am I cheating? He said, look at you. You look so poor. Your clothes are all ragged and torn. And your body is so undernourished and thin. And your house is just a straw hut. You have no furniture. And yet you're always chanting Krishna's names. What is Krishna doing for you? There are worshippers of demigods and demigoddess and atheists who have such nice house and good clothes and good food. Why do you worship Krishna? What is he doing? And Sridhar is so simple. He said, Nimai, I have seen there is a king with beautiful robes and palace and eating food. And there is a bird who his only clothes are the same feathers he wears every day. He lives in a little grass nest and he just eats some wild berries. But the bird and the king are passing their way basically the same way. In material life, everyone goes through various transitions of time, and everyone has their enjoyments and sufferings, whatever our material situation. But I'm happy chanting Hare Krishna. Nimai said, you are a hypocrite. And Sridhar just was, why? Why you are saying like this now? He said, because you actually have so much wealth. You have a great treasure, but you're hiding it and deceiving everyone by pretending to be poor. Now, being simple means you don't deceive people. Sridhar was the simplest person, and yet Lord Chaitanya is telling him, you are deceiving people. Sridhar said, whatever you see is really what I am. I have nothing to hide. Lord Chaitanya said, no, you are cheating. You are deceiving. I will expose you. I will show the world the wealth that you are hiding. Sridhar said, I don't understand. Sangam, Lord Chaitanya called Sridhar. Sitting on the throne of Vishnu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, after he established the Sankirtan movement, he said, Sridhar, any benediction I will give you all the 8 mystic powers, I will give you elevation to heavenly worlds, I'll give you the wealth of a king, I'll give you a continent, a planet, I'll give you liberation, anything. Sridhar said, I don't want anything, I just want to serve you. Lord Chaitanya said, ask for something. Sridhar said, I just want to please you. Lord Gauranga said, it will please me if you ask for something. Sridhar said, my Lord, if it pleases you, you can give me one benediction. In my heart of hearts, let me never forget, and in every birth I take, let me always see this beautiful darshan of Nimai coming to steal my bananas. He only wanted to be servant of the servant of the servant. And on that night, when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu conquered the whole of Navadvip by bringing millions of people to Jankazi's house, and Jankazi surrendered, after he went to Kolavecha Sridhar's home, there was only a few devotees with him then. The only thing Sridhar had was outside of his house, there was a very old, beaten, dented iron or metal pot that he would use for every purpose. Lord Chaitanya picked it up And Sridhar said, no, that's my dirty water, don't touch it. Very blissfully, Lord Gauranga drank the water. And Sridhar fell to the ground and said, now I am dead. That was the water Sridhar would drink and clean himself and whatever else he did. Lord Chaitanya was weeping in ecstasy. His limbs were trembling, his hairs were standing on end as he kept drinking more and more of that water. And all the devotees were falling on the ground and crying in ecstasy watching this. And then Lord Chaitanya, from his heart, he spoke, for the first time I am truly tasting love for Krishna because I have drank the water from Sridhar's pot. Lord Chaitanya is the husband of Lakshmi Devi. In Dwarka, what is he eating? In Vaikuntha, what is he eating? But he's completely thirsty for the water in Sridhar's pot. Mahaprabhu fulfilled his word. He exposed the supreme treasure of wealth that Sridhar possessed. The simplicity of his love for Krishna. Such a simple thing. But that one, Mahaprabhu had Sachi Devi add some milk and make paramana, sweet rice. That was the last thing he ate in Navadvip. And in the middle of the late at night, early morning, the Lord left. Swami crossed the Ganga and walked all the way to Katwa. There he took sannyas. The next morning, or actually not the next morning, before he left, Sachimata was standing at the door because she felt he was going to leave and she wanted to be at the door to stop him. But when she saw Lord Chaitanya about to leave, she was like, all she could do is stand there like a statue and cry and cry and cry. And Lord Chaitanya, her beloved little Nimai, said to her, please give me your blessings to leave and take sannyas. And she didn't even know what she was doing, but her head was shaking. Like, yes. He circumambulated her and left. Devotees, they were so blissful every morning to come and see Nimai. They all came to his house and they saw Sachimata just crying, not even moving. They said, Sachimata, what is it? She said, you are all his friends. Now, this house, everything belongs to you. I have nothing to live for. At that moment, all the devotees just gathered in a circle around Sachimata to try to pacify her. Even though all of their hearts were completely broken in separation because they never knew if they would ever see Lord Gauranga again. But still, they were all united to somehow keep Sachimata alive by pacifying her. Continuously, they performed Sankirtan. Advaitacharya was the leader of all Vaishnavas. He said to the devotees that Gauranga has left us forever. I am going to end my life by going into the Ganga. And if any of you try to stop me, then I will secretly go in the middle of the night. Every devotee said, we will not stop you, we will go with you. So all the devotees behind Advaitacharya went to Ganga. And when they were just about to go in, a voice spoke from the sky and said, Advaita Prabhu, you will very soon be with Gauranga again. So Advaita was very blissful. We will meet Lord Gauranga again. Let us all chant the holy names. And it was the chanting of the holy names together wherein they could feel Lord Chaitanya's presence. Lord Chaitanya came to Shantipur, and Sachimata and all the devotees requested Lord Chaitanya, do not go to Vrindavan, it is so far from here. Make your residence in Jagannath Puri, because the same Krishna is living there as Jagannath. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Puri and then decided to go on a tour of South India for 2 years. When he returned, he invited the devotees of Bengal to come and visit him. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he attended the Snan Yatra of Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Devi. He was ecstatic to see the bathing ceremony. So many offerings of love being given to Lord Jagannath. But afterward, Lord Jagannath does not give darshan for about 2 weeks. During that time, Lord Chaitanya was like the gopis in separation from Krishna. It was intolerable for him to even remain in Puri when Jagannath is not giving his darshan. He went to a temple some distance away in Radhanath. Even today we see a stone that he would lay on. The stone melted due to the intensity of his love and separation. But he was given a message that 200 devotees from Bengal, Navadvip, and the area were just coming into Puri. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so thrilled and enlivened to serve and associate with the devotees. He came back to Puri to serve them and to have kirtan with them. We read in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, when Krishna left the gopis in Ras Leela, they were searching everywhere for Krishna. They were praying, they were crying. And when everything seemed so completely hopeless, they held each other's hands, and together, from all their hearts, they chanted Krishna's names and glories.
Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
It's this Sankirtan of the gopis together that attracted Krishna to appear. And he satisfied all their desires to serve him with love. In the same way, in separation from Jagannath, Lord Chaitanya was eager to be with his devotees to perform Sankirtan. Gopinathacharya and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya told King Prataparudra, who had never yet seen Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and never yet seen any of the devotees, took him to the roof of the palace. And King Prataparudra saw the devotees performing Sankirtan coming into Puri. And he saw Nityananda or Swarup Damodar Goswami and Govinda carrying garlands as messengers of Lord Chaitanya to greet them. King Prataparudra said, please tell me, who are all these people? Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, I don't know, I haven't met them either. They're coming from Bengal. But Gopinathacharya knows everyone. He was giving beautiful descriptions of each devotee. King Prataparudra said, I have seen so many kirtans coming into Puri, but I have never seen anything like this. Each devotee is effulgent like many millions of suns. And the melodious way that they are chanting and the beauty of how they are dancing, it's filled with so much love. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has created this. It is called Prem Sankirtan, the congregational chanting in pure unalloyed love. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who hadn't seen these devotees in several years, It was such a good reunion. Lord Chaitanya was giving each of them garlands with his own hands and embracing them and putting chandan on their bodies, and they were offering their pranams and offering their very hearts and lives. Then they all went back to Lord Chaitanya's home, to Gambhira. King Prataparudra was confused. He saw all these large quantities of prasad going to Gambhira. He said, the rule of coming to a holy place is first you go to see Lord Jagannath, and then you have to shave your head and fast. They're not even going to Jagannath's temple. They're going to Gambhira to have a feast. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, the only reason there's all these rules and regulations is because they are ordered by Krishna for a person's spiritual advancement. But that same Krishna orders you to come to his house and eat, then that's a higher principle. Lord Chaitanya was reciprocating love with each of his devotees. Now he was praising them. Vasudev Dutt was there. Lord Chaitanya explained that I grew up, my best friend was your younger brother, Mukunda. You see, Mukunda was the Lord's friend, same age, they were classmates. Vasudeva was older. But Lord Chaitanya said, but I love you even more than Mukunda, Vasudeva. Hearing that, Mukunda was very happy, and Vasudeva Dutt became very humble. He said, actually, even though Mukunda is my younger brother, because he was with you before me, therefore I worship him as my older brother, because he has taken shelter fully of your lotus feet. In this way, each of the devotees, their greatest happiness was seeing the good fortune of other devotees. When Lord Chaitanya would say, someone else is better than you, I love someone better than you, that devotee would become ecstatic. That this person is getting such mercy. He is better than me, and I'm so happy. I want to serve him, and that way I will please you. Because in Krishna consciousness, envy is the worst possible disqualification for making progress. Devotees rejoice in others' good fortune and are eager and blissful to serve someone who is more blessed than them. And Lord Chaitanya asked, where is Murari Gupta? They said he's hiding because he feels unqualified to see you. Lord Chaitanya said, bring Murari Gupta. And Murari Gupta had to come. He put bunches of grass in his mouth and his teeth to show a very humble state. And Lord Chaitanya got up and personally embraced Murari Gupta. Murari Gupta said, no, don't touch me. I'm contaminated and you will be I'm unclean, I'm sinful, and I'm fallen. Lord Chaitanya took Murari Gupta and made him sit next to him. And then in front of everyone, he began with his own hand to clean Murari Gupta's body. And Lord Chaitanya said, I am touching you only to purify myself. Lord Chaitanya asked, where is Haridas Thakur? And they said, he's over there on the road. The road was just a dirt road. He was performing his Dandavat obeisance. Lord Chaitanya said, please bring him here. They went to Haridas. Lord Gauranga is calling you. He said, I am the most untouchable and fallen and sinful person. He said, let me just have a place where I will not disturb anyone. And they brought that message back to Lord Chaitanya, and he was very happy. And after he greeted each and every devotee by embracing them and praising them, and all the devotees were so happy to see everyone else getting Lord Chaitanya's mercy, then Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told everyone, he arranged, personally oversaw arranging residences for each devotee, and he told them, go to the sea and bathe, go to your residence, then come back here for prasad and I will take you to see Lord Jagannath. After everyone left, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally left Gambhira and went out to the road where Haridas was just sitting in the dust chanting the holy names, and arranged a beautiful little garden where Haridas could perform his bhajan and see the chakra of Jagannath's temple. When the devotees returned, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had such wonderful prasad arranged. Personally was serving prasad to each devotee. But he was so enthusiastic that his hand, one handful of any preparation, was more than what 2 or 3 men could eat. The Lord's greatest happiness is to be the servant of the servant of the servant of his devotees. Lord Nityananda Prabhu, Swarup Damodar Goswami told him that no one will eat before you eat, so you should sit down. And besides that, Paramananda Puri is here, and Brahmananda Puri, and Brahmananda Bharati, and Nityananda's. Swarup Damodar said, you should eat with them, and then everybody else will be happy. Now please listen carefully to what I am about to say. This is something very subtle, but something very deep. Are you ready? Before eating himself, and he wouldn't be, nobody else would eat before he ate, he called Govinda, who was his godbrother, but also his personal servant. And he gave wonderful prasad to Govinda. He said, go now and bring this to Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur was feeling too humble to come to be with the devotees, but Lord Chaitanya was thinking of him foremost. Then they all had wonderful prasad. Sri Gauranga made everyone eat so much. And he gave them garlands and he gave them sandalwood and he led them to Jagannath's temple. They had the darshan and saw the arti of Lord Jagannath. And Mahaprabhu, he organized 4 kirtan parties, chanted in the temple, and then he took them outside of the temple. They were parikrama, circumambulating the temple in Nam Sankirtan. There was 8 mridangas, 32 kartals. Devotees were dancing and chanting. It was so tumultuous. And as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his devotees were dancing, it was so beautiful. People from all over Puri were coming just to see this kirtan. As they were doing parikrama and chanting and dancing ecstatically, sometimes Lord Chaitanya would lead the dance, and tears were pouring from his eyes, and it was bathing everyone around him. Sometimes he would fall in ecstasy, and Nityananda Prabhu was always there to catch him. And then he had Advaita, Srivas, Agreshwar Pandit, and he had 4 dancers leading the dancing of the 4 parties. And they came to the back side of the temple. Lord Chaitanya stopped, and everyone was dancing around these 4 dancers. Lord Chaitanya stood in the middle. He stood in the middle, and he performed a great miracle. Everyone who was dancing, and there were so many people, and they were all in a circle around Lord Chaitanya, everyone saw him only looking at them. Now, he didn't manifest 4 heads. He was just Lord Gauranga. But in all 4 sides and all 8 directions, everyone was seeing he's only looking at me. When Lord Chaitanya appeared in Vrindavan as Krishna Chandra, he sat on bank of Yamuna taking prasad. And there were thousands of gopas, cowherd boys, in a circle around him. First there was 4, then there was 8, then there was 16, 32, 64, 100, and 1,000. So many big circle after circle after circle. And each cowherd boy saw Krishna only looking at him. This is bhakti. No reason to be envious of anyone, because Krishna can equally give every living entity his full love simultaneously. And as the devotees were dancing and Lord Chaitanya was looking at all of them simultaneously, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami and Srila Prabhupada's purport explains the devotees could understand this. He's looking at only me, but yet he's looking at everybody. This is achintya, inconceivable. There are many, everything in creation is inconceivable. The smallest dust particle cannot really be explained if you go deep into it, even by the greatest scientists. How the atomic particles and the electrons and the neutrons and the atoms and all of these things are manifesting, and how the cell of a living organism and how the sun is rising. From the biggest to the smallest level, everything is inconceivable. And the absolute truth, who is the cause of everything, whatever he does is inconceivable. But the most inconceivable, greatest mystery of all mysteries is how the Supreme Lord intimately loves each and every one of his devotees in such a special, unique way. Namo Mahabharanyaya Krishna Prem Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Godatvishe Namah. Rupa Goswami gave us this beautiful prayer. That Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, of all the incarnations, of all the forms of God, is most merciful, because he is teaching each and every one of us, whatever our qualifications or disqualifications in this age of Kali, how to receive that inconceivable, personal, unique love of Krishna. If we understand the value of that love that's within us, that simply has to be awakened, and nothing else in this world really has any value without it. And if we forget that love, then useless things, we become so obsessed with trying to get it. Lord Chaitanya appeared to give us the highest liberation, to awaken that love within us in which we can recognize Krishna's infinite love for us, individually, personally, infinitely. And he has given it through his own example, and the example of his devotees who have descended from the spiritual world, who are living like Kulavecha Sridhar, like Basudev Dutt, Murari Gupta, or Haridas Thakur, or King Prataparudra. They had such totally simple hearts. They simply wanted to be the servant of the servant of the servant, knowing that's the only way we can please our beloved Lord. To find the greatest joy and seeing the happiness and blessings upon other devotees. In this spirit, Lord Chaitanya brought all his devotees together and brought us all together today to chant the holy name.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Srila Prabhupada has brought us all together to offer us this supreme wealth, this matchless gift. Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Harinam Sankirtan ki, Ananti Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki,